You're sitting at your kitchen table, looking at your bank app again. Your heart sinks as you see that $2,000 went out of your account to help your 30-year-old child with rent. Again. You close the app and a painful question echoes in your mind. When will this stop? If you see yourself in this situation, this video might be the most important one you watch this year. My name is Margaret, and I've helped thousands of parents navigate the tough waters of adult children and money. Here's a shocking truth. 59% of parents in America sacrifice their own retirement savings to help support adult kids. That means 6 out of 10 people who should be enjoying their golden years are still working or cutting essential expenses. You may think, they're my kids. How can I stop helping? That loving thought is exactly what's being taken advantage of. There's a big difference between helping for a short time and enabling permanent dependence. Today, I'll share 5 clear signs that show it's time to stop giving money to adult kids. If ignored, these signs can destroy your retirement and even your family relationship. More importantly, I'll show you how to make this change so you keep love and respect in the family. Saying no financially doesn't mean you love any less. It might be the greatest gift you can give. Stay until the end to learn if it's time to say no to money to say yes to your family's future. What you'll learn could save your retirement and your relationship. If you think you're alone in this, I have some data that will open your eyes. A March 2025 study found that for the first time ever, 50% of parents in the U.S. are giving financial support to adult children. That's an increase from 47% last year and 45% just 2 years ago. Here's the scary part. These parents are spending an average of $1,474 a month. That's almost $18,000 every year going out to adult kids instead of being saved for their retirement. Even worse, working parents put 2.3 times more money towards their adult kids than their own retirement savings. While sending $1,589 a month to their kids, they only save $673 for themselves. Let's do some quick math. If you're 10 years from retirement and spending $18,000 a year helping your adult child, with a 6% return rate, you're losing nearly $250,000 by retirement. The most striking finding? Nearly half of parents say they risk their own financial security to keep helping. So ask yourself, if half the country is doing this, who's going to take care of the parents when they need it? And what about the kids who should be independent? The answer is, many are still relying on their parents for support. This is causing more harm than good, and it's time to face the truth. Our first and most important sign that it's time to stop financially helping your adult kids is when you begin putting your own financial safety at risk. Picture this. You've worked hard all your life, saved every penny, and planned a peaceful retirement after years of sacrifice. But slowly, your money is slipping away to cover expenses that aren't yours. If you're spending more than you can afford each month to support your adult child, you're putting yourself in financial danger without even realizing it. According to recent data from the National Council on Aging, 80% of Americans age 60 and older have few resources for financial emergencies or long-term care. When you add the pressure of supporting adult children, this vulnerability increases dramatically. Here are clear signs your financial safety is in trouble. You're delaying your own bills, like health, housing, or food, to send money to your kids. You're taking out loans, credit cards, or lines of credit to cover extra costs. You have little or no savings for emergencies. You often worry about money and feel anxious about unexpected expenses. You feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck, unable to plan for the future. These are red flags. When you start living on the edge, your own well-being and ability to enjoy retirement are at stake. Research shows that seniors facing financial stress have higher rates of depression, anxiety, and physical health problems. Chronic money stress can literally shorten your life. Unfortunately, this trap is common. More than half of parents who help adult kids report financial stress symptoms, including lost sleep, higher blood pressure, and relationship tension. The domino effect is devastating. Financial insecurity affects mental health, quality of life, and family relationships. Ironically, the money you're giving to help might be destroying the very relationships you're trying to protect. But here's a hard truth. You can't afford to go broke trying to keep your kids comfortable. Your financial security isn't negotiable. It's not selfish, it's responsible. Think about it this way. If you compromise your own financial security now, who will take care of you when you need it? Your kids who never learned financial independence? It's a cycle that needs to be broken. Understanding this sign is the first step to take control and make sure you enjoy your golden years with peace of mind and dignity. In the next parts of the video, we'll explore other signs and, most importantly, how to act to change your situation without losing love and respect in your family. The second sign you should never ignore is when your adult kids stop showing any effort to become financially independent. When the help you offer turns into an endless cycle of dependency, the situation becomes unsustainable. Many parents believe that continuing to help their kids is an act of love and their responsibility to always make sure they're okay. But the truth is, without active participation from your child to seek their own independence, this help becomes a crutch that prevents growth. Psychology shows us that when we remove the natural consequences of someone's choices, we also eliminate their motivation to change. This is called enabling, a pattern where our well-intentioned help actually perpetuates the problem we're trying to solve. How can you tell they're not doing their part? They don't actively look for jobs or refuse job opportunities because they're not perfect. They don't try to improve their skills through courses, training, or additional education. They don't manage their own budget or control their spending responsibly, knowing you'll cover the shortfall. They constantly ask for money, even when they have the physical and mental ability to work or earn their own income. They show resistance, anger, or emotional manipulation when you suggest they find alternative ways to cover their expenses. Most telling, they make plans and purchases as if your help is guaranteed forever, without considering your financial situation or limits. This behavior perpetuates a dependency that drains your resources and can impact not only your finances, but your emotions and your whole family. Research shows that parents in financial enabling situations frequently develop resentment, anxiety, and relationship problems. Here's a painful but necessary question. Is your help actually helping, or is it preventing them from growing? Sometimes the greatest gift we can give our children is the opportunity to fail, learn, and strengthen themselves through their own choices. Let's reflect. True love isn't about keeping someone trapped in childish dependency. It's about encouraging autonomy, growth, and the dignity that comes from self-confidence. It's hard to say no when we see our kids struggling, but sometimes that's exactly what they need to find their own strength. An adult child who has never faced the real consequences of their financial choices is poorly prepared for real life. When you protect them from these consequences now, you're leaving them vulnerable to much bigger problems in the future. In the next sections, we'll talk about more signs and, most importantly, strategies to regain balance and family dignity while keeping love intact. The third sign that you need to rethink your financial support is when the help you give stops being a generous gift and becomes a constant expectation, demanded without thanks or appreciation. This might be the most painful sign to recognize because it directly affects our sense of value and dignity as parents. When help becomes an obligation in your child's mind, you stop being seen as a generous parent and start being treated like a financial resource that's always available. You stop being a source of love and care and become like an ATM machine, always available, always expected to supply needs that should be their responsibility. The signs of this transformation are clear. They only call when they need money. They don't express genuine gratitude when you help. They show irritation or impatience when you can't help immediately. They make financial plans assuming your help is guaranteed. They question or criticize when you set limits or conditions. This feeling is made worse when they not only stop expressing gratitude, but actually get frustrated or angry when you can't help. If your voice is ignored, or your decisions are met with impatience and complaints, that's a clear sign your help has turned into something they believe they're entitled to. The difference is crucial. A child who appreciates help will thank you, respect your limits, and make their own effort. A child who expects help will demand it, ignore your limits, and see your effort as the parent's obligation. This creates a toxic cycle of expectation where you lose respect and authority in the family. Worse yet, you start feeling used and undervalued, feelings no parent should have to carry. It's important to realize that love isn't the same as unlimited financial availability. Your generosity should be a voluntary gift, not a forced obligation. You deserve to be valued and respected not just as a parent, but as a person with your own needs and limits. These feelings of being undervalued can create even more resentment and hurt, leading to a downward spiral that damages relationships long term. When you feel you're being used, the natural love you have for your children can turn into bitterness, and that's not good for anyone. Recognizing this sign is crucial for knowing when the balance between giving and receiving is dangerously off. It's a call to re-establish boundaries that protect your dignity and teach your children the value of respect and gratitude. The fourth sign that's clearly visible but often ignored due to guilt is when you start feeling growing resentment about financially helping your adult children. This resentment can show up in many ways. Constant irritation when they call, bitter feelings when you see them spending money on non-essentials, frequent arguments about money, and an emotional weight that never seems to go away. Many parents feel guilty for having these feelings, thinking that good parents shouldn't feel this way. But let me be clear. Resentment isn't a character flaw. It's an emotional alarm bell that your boundaries are being repeatedly crossed. When helping stops feeling like an act of love and starts feeling like a heavy obligation, it deeply affects your mental and physical health. Chronic stress from resentment can cause sleep problems, anxiety, depression, and even heart problems. If you catch yourself thinking things like, "Why do I always have to solve their problems? When will this stop? Or can't they figure things out on their own?" These are clear signs your emotional limits are being violated. Resentment also shows up physically. You dread when the phone rings and you see their name. You feel a knot in your stomach when they start talking about money problems. You avoid conversations about money because you know where they'll lead. This feeling can spread to other parts of your life, affecting your overall mood, and even impacting relationships with your spouse, friends, and other family members. You might become more irritable, less patient, and less able to enjoy moments that should be pleasant. It's important to understand that resentment is toxic to relationships. When you give money while feeling angry or obligated, that negative energy gets transmitted. Your children can sense that you're helping reluctantly, which can create even more tension and guilt on both sides. Ignoring this sign can lead to a destructive cycle of resentment and guilt, where you feel trapped between your desire to help and the need to protect yourself emotionally. Over time, this resentment can cause permanent damage to the relationship. Recognizing and accepting this feeling isn't admitting failure as a parent. It's acknowledging that you're human with legitimate limits. It's the first step in breaking the cycle and creating healthy boundaries that preserve both your sanity and your relationship with your children. The fifth and final sign we'll discuss in this video is perhaps the most revealing. When excessive financial help to one adult child starts hurting your other important relationships. This sign is particularly serious because it shows the problem has gone beyond the parent-child relationship and is contaminating your entire support network. When a significant part of your time, emotional energy, and financial resources goes toward supporting one adult child, other areas of your life inevitably start suffering. The most common impact is on marriage or partnership. Your spouse may feel neglected, frustrated, or even betrayed by the imbalance in family finances. Money arguments become frequent. Retirement plans get postponed. Activities you'd like to do together get canceled because we need to help child's name again. Often, this creates a dynamic where one partner feels like they're competing with the adult child for the other's attention and resources. This can generate deep resentment and even threaten the marriage's stability. Additionally, friendships and relationships with other family members can be negatively impacted. You might cancel social commitments because an emergency came up with your child. Other children may feel it's unfair seeing one sibling get constant help while they struggle to be independent. Family members and friends might start avoiding the subject, or worse, they might express direct frustration about the situation. You might feel judged or misunderstood, leading to social isolation. The most devastating part is when you realize you're losing valuable relationships because of a family dynamic that isn't working for anyone. Decades-old friendships can deteriorate. Marriages can go into crisis. Other children might distance themselves. This imbalance can create deep feelings of isolation and loneliness, making the emotional situation you're already living even worse. You might feel trapped between pleasing your child who needs help and maintaining other relationships that are also important. It's crucial to realize that helping an adult child financially shouldn't cost your peace of mind, your marriage stability, or your other emotional connections. When the price of helping includes the deterioration of multiple relationships, it's time to seriously reevaluate the situation. Maintaining balance in all your relationships is essential for your overall well-being and happiness. No one should have to choose between helping one child and keeping other healthy relationships. Now that you've recognized the signs, the question remains: how do you stop helping financially without destroying the relationship with your child? The good news is that it's completely possible to establish healthy boundaries while keeping love and respect intact. In fact, setting clear boundaries often strengthens relationships over time, creating more mutual respect and healthy interdependence. Here are proven practical strategies for this transition. First, open and honest communication. Choose a calm moment for a frank conversation about your financial situation. Explain that you need to protect your retirement security and that this isn't about not loving them, but about responsible love. Second, establish clear and specific rules. Instead of saying, "I can't help anymore," define exactly what you can do. I can help with $200 per month until December, and after that, you need to be completely independent. Third, actively encourage independence. Offer help finding jobs, reviewing resumes, connecting with professional contacts, or learning financial skills. Transform your energy from solving problems to teaching solutions. Fourth, offer non-financial help. Instead of money, offer time, wisdom, emotional support, or practical resources. You can help with budget planning, job searches, or even babysitting grandchildren so they can work. Fifth, be absolutely consistent. The worst thing you can do is set a boundary and then break it at the first emergency. This teaches that your boundaries aren't real and perpetuates the cycle. Sixth, seek outside support when necessary. Family counselors, therapists, or even mediators can help facilitate these difficult conversations and provide support during the transition. Remember, setting boundaries is a profound act of care and love. You're helping your child develop resilience, self-confidence, and independence, gifts that will last a lifetime. The goal isn't to punish or abandon, but to create a healthier family dynamic where everyone can thrive. Your child might initially feel frustrated or scared, but over time, they often express gratitude for being forced to grow and become more capable. We've reached the end of this journey of recognition and I hope liberation. Now that you've identified the 5 clear signs that it's time to stop financially helping your adult children, the most important moment has arrived: taking action. Let's quickly recap these life-changing signs. You're putting your own financial security at risk. Your children show no real effort to change. Help has become expectation instead of gratitude. You feel growing resentment. Your other relationships are suffering. If you recognized yourself in one or more of these signs, know that you're not alone. Millions of parents face this same struggle, and most feel lost about how to proceed. But here's the liberating truth. Setting financial boundaries isn't selfishness. It's a revolutionary act of love. It's love that protects your dignity, preserves your future, and paradoxically offers your children the opportunity to discover their own strength and capability. Remember that you worked your whole life to get where you are. You deserve to enjoy your golden years with security, peace, and dignity. There's nothing noble about sacrificing yourself to the point of jeopardizing your own future. It's time to make a courageous but necessary decision. Start today. Have that difficult conversation, establish those boundaries, seek professional support if needed. The future you dreamed of for your retirement is still possible, but only if you act now. If you feel trapped or don't know where to start, remember that seeking help is a sign of wisdom, not weakness. Family therapists, financial counselors, support groups. All these resources can make a transformational difference in your journey. The path won't be easy. There will be resistance, guilt, maybe even temporary conflict. But the end result will be a more balanced family, relationships based on mutual respect, and the peace of mind that comes from knowing you did what was right for everyone. If this video brought clarity to your situation, Please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to receive more content that supports your personal and family growth. Your journey to healthier relationships is just beginning. Leave a comment sharing your experience or questions. Your story could help other parents going through the same situation. And please share this video with family and friends who might benefit from this crucial information. Always remember, the future you want for your family starts with the courageous decision you make today. You have the power to change this dynamic and create something better for everyone. Thank you for trusting me with this important conversation. Until the next video, take good care of yourself and honor your own journey.